Well, here we are again, and it's Happy Fun Friday. Woohoo! Speaking of fun, I'm driving around and I'm seeing pot dispensaries. Pharmacy, spelled with an F. Kinds of places where people are lined up. There's a security guard. People come out with little bags with their little goodies in there. Inconceivable when we were growing up. And there's still states in America that you can't do that. This plant, this green leaf, it's illegal. Ay, ay, ay. But when we were growing up, we started smoking weed, me and my friends, probably in 7th or 8th grade. Not like on a daily basis, but, you know, on the weekend. You hunker down during the week, you do the schoolwork that you have to do, you study, you cheat, you get your cheat sheets, and you work your way through high school, and you wait for the weekend so that you can party. Friday night, Saturday night. And there was always weed available, but it wasn't the kind that you have now. That's buds. We didn't know what a bud was. It was all shake, twigs, and seeds. And you can buy a lid, which was what we called an ounce. It was like if you took a baggie and you went like 3 fingers tall, it was a lid. You could get a lid for $25-30. Super good weed was back then. It was like $40 an ounce. But you had to smoke a lot of it because it, you know, there was no flower, there was no buds in there, there was nothing sticky. It was just flaky leaves. We'd roll these joints with strawberry flavored rolling paper. You know, we all bought the album by Cheech and Chong with the big bamboo rolling paper thing on it and made these giant joints. What are you doing tonight? I don't know, I got 4 joints. What about Steve? Does he have anything? Yeah, I heard he has 3 joints. Okay, well, we're getting somewhere now. You know, you have to smoke like 12 joints to get high. But here's the thing that's so crazy. I remember buying a lid. Can't remember, you know, there was always someone who was selling weed and you'd get it from this guy or that guy, you know, and it was totally illegal. We imagined someday, imagine if you could just go into a store, and here we are. Back then, no. And that's pretty recent, you know, it took like 50 years for that to happen. But I remember buying the lid and going, where am I going to stash this? Where am I going to keep this? I'm like 13 years old, 14 years old. So I think to myself, I know the perfect spot. And my dresser, it has 3 drawers, small drawers, one for my t-shirts, one for my underwear, and one for my socks. And my mom would do the laundry. She'd roll up the socks in balls, and all these, you know, white balls of socks, black balls of socks. And I figure, all right, you know what I'll do? I'll just unroll one of those socks, roll the weed up in there, and put it in the back of the drawer. Never gonna find it. Why would she ever find it? So that's what I do. And it's working out great. But then one morning, I'm sleeping, and my mom knocks on the door and says, "Mark, I need to come in. Michelle needs some socks. She doesn't have any clean socks. I need to get a pair of socks." And I'm like, okay, whatever. I roll over and then I go, bah! In my mind, the blood rushes to my head. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? My sister needs to borrow a pair of my socks? That's like never happened in my entire lifetime up to this point. Never crossed my mind. Yeah, this is a pretty good place to hide my weed. But what if my sister needs to borrow a pair of socks and my mother comes in to get them? I mean, that would never cross your mind. Never cross your mind. There we are. I'm thinking, holy fucking shit. She's gonna find that weed. Out of the 50 fucking balls of socks in there, she's gonna fucking find that weed. Gotta happen. It's gotta happen. Murphy's Law. Sure enough, she's looking around, and all of a sudden I hear her say, "What is this?" And I'm like, is what? This! What is this? I'm like, oh, my criminal mind clicks in an instant. It's Alan's. What do you mean it's Alan's? It's Alan's. What are you doing with it? He didn't know what to do with it. I told him I'd hold it for him. You told him you'd hold it for him? You give it back to him today. And she hands it to me, storms out the bedroom. Now, was this just like, is she like complete and total denial? Like, oh, okay. My son doesn't smoke weed. He just holds it for his friends. Now, a lot of you might think, well, that's kind of fucked up. You threw your friend under the bus. But we did that to each other all the time. All the time. It was kind of an accepted thing. You know, because what are you going to do? It's this other kid. What are you going to go? My parents are going to go talk to their parents. Hey, you know, they didn't do that back then. I'm quite concerned that your son, left this bag of weed with my son, and he was holding it for him. Now, mind you, my son doesn't smoke weed, but he was stupid enough, naive enough to hold it for your son. You need to have a talk with him. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So now I'm thinking, I have to find a better place to stash my contraband. My rolling papers, my weed, my switchblade that I bought from some kid who got it in Mexico, my BBs, my BB gun, my little BB gun. My parents would never let me have a BB gun. One day, we're watching TV, the phone rings. I don't know if you remember this, but back then, there was a phone. One phone line. And maybe a phone in my mother's bedroom, a phone in the kitchen, and a phone down in the den. All the same line. If someone picked up the other phone, they're listening to what you say. But you can hear the little click. Somebody else, huh? Did somebody just pick up the phone? Then you hear another little click. So we, listen to each other's phone calls. But the phone rings. And if the phone rang and you were a kid in the 70s, you'd run. Hello, I'll get it. Hello? You're hoping it was for you. Oh, it's so-and-so. Oh, it's for you, Mom. It's Sylvia. So the phone rings. And it's someone my parents didn't know. My mother picks up the phone, and it's Richard. Richard? Okay. Hey. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, sure. All right, thanks. What did he want? Criminal mind. But I choked. This was the conversation. Hey, Mark, I heard you want a BB gun. Yeah, I got one for you. It's really cool. It's like $30. I could bring it to school on Friday. Show it to you. Okay, sure. Yeah, bring the $30 just in case. If you want it. Okay. All right, thanks. What did he say? What do you want? He had a BB gun, and he wanted to know if I knew anyone who wanted to buy it. What'd you tell him? You didn't tell him you wanted to buy it, did you? It's like, no. I told him I'd think about it. I just wanted to get him off the phone. It's like, don't you dare buy a BB gun. Don't you dare buy a BB gun. You hear me? I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy a BB gun. Come on. Are you crazy? I buy the BB gun. But what am I gonna do with it? How am I gonna keep my parents from finding it? They always wind up finding the stash spot. So me and my friend Screech, we say, you know what? We should build a box, a security box out of wood. We'll tell our parents it's a shop project from school. We'll build this little box with a lid, and we'll put a lock on it. And they're not gonna say, well, let me see what's in there. So we do it. We build this little box out of plywood. We sand it. We put the hinges on it. We set a little lock in there. We go to the hardware store. It's a project. Got a little key. Thought it was so fucking cool. Open it up, got all my contraband. I got my BB gun, my BBs. I got my switchblade. I got my weed. A couple of Quaaludes that we got from Goldie's mom. You know. What are you keeping there, Mark? You know, just stuff. They're not going to say, let me see. Because then they feel like they're invading on your privacy, you know? So I'm thinking, one day they're going to want to know what's in this box. So I got to hide the box. Just in case. I got to hide the box. Where am I going to hide the box? Well, in our backyard, we had a swimming pool. We were the only house on the block that had a swimming pool. But it wasn't an in-ground swimming pool. It was an above-ground redwood swimming pool. Had a deck, had a fence, a little porch, a patio, a fence, a little stair that dropped down. You climb up on it. It was like 4 feet deep. But it was fun if you were a little kid, you know? So I think, you know what? I'm going to go behind the pool. I'm going to dig a hole. And there are these old cabinet cabinet doors that were in the garage. When we got our cabinets refinished, one of them didn't fit or something. My dad kept it. I'm going to dig a hole. I'm going to put the cabinet cover on it. I'm going to fill it back up with dirt. And it'll be hidden. So, just in case. What'd you do with the box, Mark? Where's your box? I gave it to Robbie. Gave it to Robbie? Why'd you give it to Robbie? Hey, he wanted it. He liked it. You know, I'll make another one. It's no big deal. I learned very early in life to never, ever, ever, ever tell my parents the truth. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. What do you want to do that for? No, you can't do that. Now, do you realize? No. No. But, hey, Dad, no. Hey, Mom, no. It's like, it's just not worth it. Just not worth it. Just tell them what they want to hear. Finished. End of story. Gave it to Robbie. Summer comes along. My dad decides he's got to stain the pool. Because you got to stain it every year. Winter comes along. It's brutal. The redwood stain gets worn off. He's out there. It's a Saturday morning. Staining the pool. It's early Saturday morning. My mom knocks on the door. Mark? Yep. Your father wants to talk to you. Okay. Where is he? He's out in the backyard staining the pool. My dad wants to talk to me. He's in the backyard staining the pool. I'm fucked. He fucking found it. He fucking found it. You have to be kidding me. Hi, Dad. Come here, Mark. I'm out in the back. I'm staining the pool. And something doesn't feel right under my feet. This doesn't feel right. Like hollow or something. An echo. I moved the dirt away. What is this? A door? A cabinet? How did this get here? Who put... Open it up. There's a box. What's in the box? Open the box now. Open the box. Okay. That's it. It's come to Jesus time. I open the box. There's my cigarettes, my weed, my BB gun. Is that your BB? That's your BB gun? Didn't I tell you not to buy the BB gun? Didn't I tell you? I'm like, yeah. You know, I just criminal mind, trying to weasel my way out of it. And I'm thinking in my head, well, I bought it for someone else. I'm just holding it. It's like, it's not gonna work, bro. Just say, yeah, sorry, I bought it. He goes, that you have the BB gun doesn't bother me. You know what bothers me? That you lied to me. You lied to me. I do not tolerate lying. Go to your room. I was fucked. The punishment back then, go to your room, that meant you're inside all fucking weekend. You're inside every day after school for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That was your punishment. You were locked up. You were locked up. Hi, it's Mark. Is Michael home? He's home, Mark, but he can't come out. Oh, really? Yeah, he's in trouble. I was in trouble. I was in deep fucking trouble. Now, here's the thing. I was so good at lying. I could keep a straight face, stick to my story, never deviate, even under the highest pressure. I learned this in high school. See, our junior high and our high school was combined. 7th grade through 12th grade, all in the same school. So you got kids that are like, haven't even gone through puberty yet, with these men. They're 18, they got beards, and seniors in gym, in the locker room, together. And you had to take a shower. After gym, you had to take a shower. And the gym teacher, Mr. Cadenza, he'd come around. Copper Weiss, did you take a shower? Mm-hmm. Let me see your towel. And he'd come over and feel your towel, see if it was wet. So, criminal mind, here's what I would do. I'm not gonna let some senior see I don't have any, thing going on down there yet. I haven't gone through puberty. That's embarrassing, man. Wrap the towel around me, walk towards the shower, go to the sink, wash up, get that towel all fucking wet, all right? Make sure the teacher's not looking. All right, go back to my locker. I'm prepared, man. There's no cameras. Nobody's gonna, bear witness. But if once in a while the teacher would go, hey, goalie, did you see this guy take a shower? I don't know. Hey, Costello, did you see this guy take a shower? Yeah, sure, he was in there. We had each other's back. So I knew how to lie. And one day, we decided, me and my friends, we were going to ride our bikes to New York City, from Long Island, where we lived, to New York City. It was going to be so fucking cool. But that's another story.